right, guys, so the last piece of mobility that we're gonna look at is shoulder internal rotation. So I have Brian here to help me out with looking at the assessment. What we'll do is we'll have him lay down on his back, and I'm gonna place this towel roll right underneath his elbow to keep it in line with the shoulder. And then I'm gonna pin down his shoulder blade so that when we go into internal rotation, it doesn't rotate forward. So we're gonna pin down here. I'm gonna start moving his arm towards the ground. And this is about where I start to feel a restriction in his shoulder. So I'm not gonna push past that. Ideally, what we wanna see is that the arm can go parallel to the torso without that tipping. So we know Brian definitely has some internal rotation limitations. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is just some soft tissue work to the posterior aspect of the shoulder. Most times this is enough to even improve that internal rotation, is just to alleviate some of that tightness. So you're gonna grab a lacrosse ball and you're gonna put it anywhere in this general area on the back of the shoulder. And then I'm gonna have Brian turn towards the wall, pin that area down, kind of bring his arm across his chest, just to deepen the stretch a little bit. And he's just gonna roll around and find a tender spot. If he finds one, he's gonna hang out there just for a minute or two and kind of release that pressure. This is a good one to either spend a minute or two rolling around, or like I said, find that pressure point and add in some rotations across the body. All right, guys, so the second thing we're gonna do is what I like to call a sleeper stretch. And the important thing about this is positioning your elbow in line with your shoulder or below. So a lot of times I see people come up here, and we don't want that. So right in line with your shoulder or below is good. The other thing I see is people coming straight down towards the ground with that hand, and we want to angle it in towards our belt line. So I'm gonna take my left hand, put it on top of my right, and I'm gonna just add some overpressure until I feel a deep stretch through the back of my shoulder. And that's also super important. We don't want to feel anything in the front of our shoulder. So if you need to change your position so that you feel it in the back, go ahead and do so. So I'm going to come down at this angle, and we're going to hold this stretch for just about a minute or two. When we're in this end range position, I'm going to push my right hand up into my left. So if I didn't have my left hand here, my right would be moving up. So back down in that stretch, push up into my hand, take about 10 seconds to gradually work up to a strong contraction, hold for 10 seconds, and then work your way back down. And then after that, don't come out of that stretch, but you want to try to pull your arm closer towards the ground. Since you're in this end range position, it's not going to move much, and that's okay. But I'm actively trying to pull my hand closer towards the ground. Same thing, 10 seconds to work up to a good contraction, hold for 10 seconds, and then gradually work your way back down. So the last thing we're gonna do is load our shoulder rotators. So we're gonna grab a decently heavy weight, and we're just gonna get it up and in line with our shoulder or perpendicular to the ground or the floor. And we wanna maintain this position, get a nice good squeeze through the dumbbell, and we're just gonna rotate our shoulder in and out. Make sure we're really controlling this movement here so that our arm's not moving all over the place. So get a couple rotations in, and then we'll actually come up into this Turkish get-up position as well. So we'll come up onto our arm, stabilize, and rotate in and out as well. So if you were like Brian and was lacking internal rotation in your shoulder, the biggest compensation I see with lifts and going overhead are with snatches. So with keeping that barbell close to your body when going overhead, instead of shoulder internal rotation, if you're lacking that, people will rotate forward with their shoulders and anteriorly tip, which puts them in a worse position. So if you know that you have that restriction, run through those 3 exercises and you should be good to go. Hey guys, this is Stephanie, Doctor of Physical Therapy and Strength Coach. Thank you for watching the videos today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about them or just want to get in contact with me, please reach out to RVA Performance Training or Adams Performance Physical Therapy. Thanks again, and stay tuned for new videos.